Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So I have some information, some news from the devs, along with some updates on the preview server. All things coming with Module 29 and potentially the next patch after. And yes, indeed, Xuna will be getting adjusted down and the Magma artifact changed to not be a game changer, to not be multiplicative. A tad disappointed with regards to the artifact. Xuna, I also really don't see what the fuss is about. Why did she need to get nerfed? Now, there's also an upcoming update to the magnificent resurgent lockbox. We'll have a look, as I do have some of those lockboxes here on the previous server of Module 29. And finally, we have some calendar updates. So yeah, as per the devs, Brett Norton, the executive producer, says, I guess pretty much to just make us aware, which is appreciated. I'd rather know of this sooner than late. And now I'm here to inform you guys. The Xuna companion, they say her single target damage is higher than they expected. They buffed her a lot, but she's overperforming in single target for where they want her. She's supposed to be a strong hybrid companion. And so they'll be shifting some of her damage from Bloodbath to Envenomed Blades, which will help her multi-target damage a bit more, but will lower her single target damage performance by about 5%. As per my testing, again in single target, we found Xuna to be fairly powerful. But that's not to say she's that much more powerful. Have a look at Wiggins. He's only a little bit behind. But I'm guessing their argument is that Xuna is a hybrid companion. She has the ability to do single target damage, and she has the ability to do multi-target damage. I would argue that she is primarily single target, and I would prefer her, to be honest, to be that way. In multi-target, she's not that great, particularly when you're in tighter grouped zones where the enemies are closer together. She'll end up just jumping between multiple groups and drawing threat of enemies you didn't even want to fight. So in multi-target, she's like not ideal, but in single target, the way they had her was really good, and I think she deserved to shine in that light for a bit. And honestly, again, it's not that much higher than these other ones. They do say, yeah, that it's going to reduce her damage by 5%. So if we do a little bit of math, she'll still be very good, but between the Mage Slayer and the Paranoid Delusion, which is, yeah, you're better off just using the Mage Slayer and Wiggins then, right? You'll still be able to use her. She'll still be very viable, but she won't have that throne. She won't have the crown of being like, I guess, the best. Honestly, again, I don't really find the need for this fix. However, the Conduit of Magma, as we discussed, that was going to be released as a pretty big game changer. This artifact was going to give a multiplicative 22.3% damage gain, despite what it says on the tooltip. That meant it actually was worth for damage dealers to use this instead of ones to support the team, like Crystal. Increase the target's damage taken by 10%, meaning anybody who attacks him will deal that extra damage. Marker's Mystic Marker also 10%. There are other better ones like Zealots 15%, Marilith 15%, Demogorgon upwards of like 24%. I will actually discuss a bit more why Demogorgon's 24%. People did come to me and are a little confused as the tooltip doesn't reflect that. And yes, I know. But again, a little bit disappointed with regards to their intention to change that to a simple damage buff. When they do that, this artifact will no longer be relevant at all to use in endgame. It'll be a personal damage buff. You can use it in, say, random groups or just out solo questing, but in party content, min-max, endgame, it is not going to be viable at all, because that 22% gets heavily diminished when you have other damage buffs. If you have like a total of added up 100% damage buffs, this would give half its effect, meaning it's nowhere near as effective as it would claim, which is again a little bit sad. I would have liked them to incorporate that with the artifact and leave it as multiplicative in fire themed maps. It would be at least a break from the stock standard debuff artifacts we always have to use. It would make artifact calls a little bit easier. It could just allow damage dealers to chase this artifact and all use it and not have to worry so much with organizing that part at least. So I'm a little bit disappointed. Overall, yeah, that's not going to be all of the fixes they're coming out with. They say they have loads of other bug fixes in progress, including achievements, collections, but these are some player facing gameplay changes, so they wanted to call them out early rather than say people investing heavily in them and then them getting changed. Now just be aware, these changes may very well not come with Module 29's launch, because they probably finalized that update and have it ready to go for that day and don't really want to make adjustments over the weekend, say. So that does mean if you do have Xuna and you do manage to get the Syrian Conduit of Magma artifact on the first day, you can totally take advantage of that. And we could have that bit of fun for maybe the first week in the new dungeon. And of course other content, because it's not being limited to fire themed maps. So at least there's that. But again, expect in the future it to get changed. Xuna being a bit nerfed and the Magma artifact no longer being multiplicative. From here though, we're going to jump to the magnificent resurgent lockbox. You could say this is the premium lockbox for Neverwinter. Sure, they all needed enchanted keys, but this one you can only buy from the Zen market when you buy keys. So it's super rare and expensive, and ultimately, even with the updates, I still say avoid it. The update was to the Mythic Pack, which you obtain after 250 opened. Yup, that's the only time you're getting the pack. You have to open to a whopping 250 of them. So the rewards better be good, right? They did go and update its contents. They updated the tooltip of it to reflect that. What is new here? First of all, you have the box contains one of your choice of a mythic or legendary account-wide mount, companion, or artifact from the following sources. So the sources comprise of the golden companion pack, the legendary mount choice pack from the Reaper's Challenge, and then the lockboxes starting from the redeemed lockbox up to the lockbox of Shadowy Flight. So all the items from those, like the companion and mount, are in this pack, including actually the artifact Dragonbone Blades. And now new additions that are coming is the Demon Wings, the Crystal of Soul's Flight, Uni the Unicorn, Bobby the Barbarian, Deadly Dridoform, Minotaur Mercenary, and then there's some examples of other items that were already in there. You can see all of those additions in here, but ultimately the main selling point for this pack is usually just the golden companions, because they're super rare and they're generally like 3 times the price of anything else in this pack. If you do get your hands on this pack, then yeah, you can probably sell it for a decent amount. But again, I would just advise not opening this lockbox. Avoid it at all costs. It is not worth it. The items that do drop on a chance are like the same regular lockbox items, except they include these magnificent resurgent packs for artifacts, companions, and mounts. But none of them have anything that special. Sure, the companion one has Minsk, but that's probably the best high value one there, and everything else is kind of meh. You can get them other areas or from the auction house, usually for so much cheaper than the top reward of most lockboxes. I would again avoid this lockbox. Don't open it until they include this mythic pack in the drop table here. That way you have at least a chance to get it, and then you'd say even have a chance to get it twice once through the guaranteed one, and once just, yeah, after opening 250. But with that said, let's move on to the calendar updates. So we have some new additions here. Again, keep in mind, Module 26 coming on July the 16th. We'll be getting like a claims-free item. You log in and you get some extra rewards, including 1,000 Insignia powder. From there, we'll be getting the Summer Festival, July the 25th. There are some new rewards here, like these rune boards. They have 4-slot Insignia bonuses, so you can use them for that. Recommend checking my document. And then there's also these shirt and pants, which have some super cool and unique visuals that we haven't really seen in the game before. From there, we move on to ×2 refining on August, so you can go to your dread ring farming. And then August the 6th, we get the last chance week for completing sidereal voyages, but we also get, on top of that, the new battle pass. So there must be some sort of an overlap right there. But again, we're not getting this new battle pass when we actually get Module 29, which is a little bit odd, but I assume they kind of had to do that with the way they had promised sidereal voyages to last until August the 13th. The last chance week is from the August the 6th to August the 13th. But then we have August the 15th. That is probably going to be Astral Lockbox week with the Wondrous Bazaar discounted and the trade bar discounted. We'll see. They haven't added like the Astral Lockbox to the calendar, so maybe they're still thinking about it. But then August the 22nd, Wonders of Gaunt. You'll be able to make a bunch of Astral Diamonds through that, some coal motes, and the belt item, the Wondrous Doohickey, will actually be getting upgraded to Mythic. I will cover more details on that in its separate video, because we're also getting a change to the Dragonfire. It might be a lot less effective in single target. We will see, but potentially more effective in multi-target. But then August the 23rd, Hell Pit. A decent event just for the tokens. You get your achievement token, participation token, and challenge tokens. It's just kind of a solo arena event. Lasts through all the waves and you get your reward. Ultimately, that is everything that I wanted to cover in this video. The dev news here with Xuna and the upcoming Magma artifact. This magnificent Resurgent Lockbox update. And then also calendar updates. So thank you for watching. A massive thank you to all these channel members for your added support. And we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now. Oh, and yeah, P.S. I've been out all day working in the fields, bringing in the hay before it rains. So yeah, I probably sound pretty tired and I should go get some rest.